Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, joined for the first time by a former Ohio State captain, a former Ohio State player coach, a former Buckeye with a touchdown in the horseshoe, and what's next, I don't know, but we'll find out. It's C.J. Saunders, one of my favorites. He hates it when I call him a fairy tale story or any kind of story. He's just a football player, so I won't do that. But C.J., you've always been one of my favorites, man, and I'm glad that you're getting a chance maybe to get here, going to pro day, and maybe play again.
I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so the last couple of years, dealing with the injuries and then trying to find a way in the NCAA process and all of that, what has it been like since the last time maybe some of these Ohio State fans saw you on the field?
Yeah, it's been a lot. There's been a lot of growth, ups and downs, no doubt about it. Since the last time, it's crazy. It's been that long now. It's kind of stretching out. It goes fast, but yeah, been busy. Been obviously with Ohio State and helping in that role, in the coaching role this past season, which was a lot of fun, very successful season, and now kind of shifting my focus back to my own personal goals as far as a player and trying to see how high and how far this thing can keep going. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I even got the years wrong when I was looking back through the clips that we could break down for you. I was like, 2018, that doesn't sound right. Like two full years away from the game, like just when you were really trying to, make it some strides. I mean, that just, I felt so bad for you and what you had to go through with the injuries and those setbacks. But when have you felt like you were turning a corner so that you could maybe play and impress some scouts on a pro day?
Yeah, I think just from how I was kind of playing leading up to last season before my injury that kept me out for that ended up being my senior year, and the way kind of the momentum I had going into that season and then carrying that through where there was always, I was prepared to play going into camp last year. So it's keeping my body in shape and being able mentally and physically to be able to play. That's kind of always been my goal. And it's like, man, I don't know if I'm ready to be done yet. I feel like I got more. And so, yeah, we'll see on pro day, but just kind of staying mentally through the ups and downs, ready and knowing what I got in my body and just kind of seeing, okay, there's some interest there. And now it's, what can I do with it? So that's kind of where I'm at as we head towards March 30th.
Now, when the NCAA made their decision, I remember I texted you and I said, man, this sucks. I can't believe this happened. And you never cast any blame at them. You never felt sorry for yourself. You said that's the way it goes and we'll figure out what happens next. Now, I will continue to blame the NCAA for that, but especially now that last year didn't count for anybody. I mean, if nobody needed a year of eligibility, how can you not bring this guy back who's a captain of the Ohio State Buckeyes? I don't understand it now even more.
Yeah, it's no doubt. It's definitely confusing. I've tried to always, look, like you said, look at the up and look what's left to come and what can we make of it. So as frustrated as I was, I was certain I wasn't going to let it define me no matter what my next step was.
All right, so you get out there, whatever that date is there, late March. It's going to be different. There's no combine. I don't know how many people will be in the building, how many in-person interviews you'll get to do. But when you get to talk to somebody, what are you going to tell them about C.J. Saunders if they're willing to take a chance on you?
Yeah, I think if you're willing to take a chance on someone like me, you're going to get someone that is going to come in and enhance, whatever the culture is of the franchise. You're going to get a guy that's willing to do, whatever assignment, whatever role on the team, and someone's going to push myself and others around me to be better. And that's kind of what has gotten me to be successful throughout this far, I guess, in my career. And then with that, you're going to get a player that where I think adds a little bit of a different skill set in what I can bring to an offense and to a special teams, unit. So I think you're getting a diverse player that's really going to buy in, and somebody that's going to give you no doubt everything he's got.
Well, I'm sure Justin Fields also needs somebody he can rely on to go throw the football to for that pro day. A lot of eyes are going to be on that. And C.J. Saunders, it's been a while, but I've got some clips so we can go back and relive some of this career with you right now. Let's roll the tape. All right, C.J., let's jump back into it. The Wayback Machine. I think this Tate Martell even throwing you the football here. What do you remember about some of these plays that you made? How much do you still think about them now that you haven't had that chance in a while?
Yeah, it's just I haven't watched them much. It's sometimes interesting just to go back and see the kind of the team and how the offense has changed. But when I think about it, I think we had a ton of great players on these teams and out there with me. I just really think about our group of receivers at kind of those 2-3 years there, and the things we were able to achieve.
It's such a limited maybe sample size for those pro scouts to work with, and I know that you guys and the Buckeyes have always talked about the film being your resume. I guess maybe you'll have to overcome that, but there's enough on here maybe to work with. I don't know. How will you look at that, and how much will you want to show them with stuff like this?
Yeah, I think it provides value that at least there is something. Like you said, yes, there's not a lot. I would have loved to have a lot more clips on here to be able to just discuss and break down with NFL scouts. But yeah, there's enough to work with where I think that you can. There's willing to take a chance. Like you said, it's an outside shot as someone on myself with kind of what I've been able to do. But I think there's enough good things that you could see like, okay, let's see if this guy can fit. So, which is pretty exciting for myself.
Something like this. I know it's Dwayne Haskins. We know that this is a little bit later in the game, but you guys are still running that main offense. What is your responsibility here? Is this designed the whole way for you? What's sort of the mentality of a play like this?
Yeah, so as I'm watching it, I'm kind of just making a man zone read. I'm reading what's out in front of me. If there would have been a guy, say a nickel or some sort of defensive back pressed on me, I'm really thinking right away I got a win down over here where I end up catching the ball. You got a couple techniques you can use. There's no one in front of me, so it's really my objective now is to get there as fast as I can and be ready for the ball. There's a lot of green grass over there. So to me, it was just get there, like I said, as fast as I can, get my depth, provide a good target for Dwayne. Was able to do that and be effective in that. And then kind of, from there, it's just catch it and make a play.
All right. Now this is truly where it all began. I remember just like everything that leads up to this and the record setting kind of day that you had. And then coming into that, I'll never forget just the post-game press conference that you got to have. None of us really thought that was – it was great to have that opportunity because some of these feel-good stories, I know that you hate the way that sounds, like they don't come along very often. But for a walk-on to make this plays, like just to touch it once or twice and then you get it 6. But what did you think just to be involved the first time?
Yeah, I was really excited. Coach trusted me to put me in the game. Even though the score was kind of getting a little lopsided, still, like you said, it's an opportunity to put what you are on film. And so to be able to do that, be ready when my time came, walk on or not, was pretty exciting for me. And I think that just goes to how you practice and how you prepare where that time comes and you're ready to make those plays.
I have to imagine that Urban Meyer rewound this clip a couple of times because he was talking about you for the entire next week. This one had to get replayed at least in the zone 6 room, right? I mean, you make a guy whiff like this, that draws a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's kind of, when the ball's in your hand, picked up a good block there from Johnny, and then kind of from there it's just, you're having fun. I think that's where you pick that up when you're growing up playing in the backyard. And we always want to say you at least make the first man miss. And that's kind of your specialty, especially when you're someone like me. Hopefully have the quickness advantage over a lot of guys on the field, shiftiness, and be able to use that to my advantage. So got replayed a couple times. We had some good smiles to that one.
I bet so. And then this one, a deep shot and some of the over-shoulder ball skills. I guess if you're putting together that clip, this would be one where it's not just like you're catching screen passes and doing everything quick out of the slot. You've stretched the field a little bit of time or two as well.
Yeah, just looks like made a good adjustment. Dwayne put through, a heck of a ball out there, gave me a chance to go get it. And then that just comes from repetition, having confidence in yourself, having confidence in your hands when that ball is in the air for a long time. You've been there a lot of times, hopefully that you've put yourself in practice. And, for me and the Woody, we've off season, all camp, kind of building that relationship. And that's just making the play when your number's called. So, yeah, being able to make those plays downfield can really separate yourself, I think, as a receiver.
All right, I know that you remember this one. Take me through it.
Yeah, I'm looking – obviously I know the outcome of this, but I'm looking towards that middle of the field. And as you can see, the two safeties there, keep that middle of the field open. They're currently on the hash. They got looks like somewhat of a cover 4. But if the middle of the field's open, I have the right of way to kind of take that. And what I want to do is take it as skinny as I can through that safety, who ends up almost making a play, and then let Dwayne flatten me off however much he needs based on where that safety is. So, it looks like I almost took an angle right towards the upright. He kind of led me a little, a few yards over based on how that safety was shaded outside of me to my left. And then it's just going to make a play on the ball, step into it, using your hands, having confidence to make that play, like I said earlier.
This emotion here, I mean, I think Johnny comes over and celebrates with you. We don't have all of it, but that had to just be something special, something that you never forget.
Yeah, great moment. I definitely the touchdown was great, but yeah, right there you can see, my brother, my teammate coming over to celebrate with me. I remember still going over to the sideline and all, the whole team super excited, jacked up. Dwayne was all right there, so definitely felt some momentum build, some confidence towards the coaches, as well as my teammates that hey, this guy's got something to him, and we might have something good here.
All right. Still got something to him that he can maybe take to the next level. That's why we're talking about C.J. Saunders. Maybe getting that shot at pro day. I know there's a lot of people around Columbus and anybody who's followed you or known you that are pulling you to make something happen and get that shot. C.J., appreciate you taking some time to talk about your career as you get ready to maybe take that next step.
I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support.
All right. For C.J. Saunders, I'm Austin Ward. This has been Lettermen Row BuckIQ. We'll be back to talk to C.J. again later about his teammate. But until then, thanks for joining us.